here in our region on the Volga River, we have very special story about the past, about 17th century, and this story is deeply connected with situation between Russians and Ukrainians, between Russian people and Ukrainian people. What it was? It was a story about old believers, like Protestantism, but in Russian Orthodox Church. In our region, Avvakum Petrov or Avvakum Petrovich was born. He became archbishop, and he became to be in conflict with official Orthodox Church in Moscow because of the reform of this church. What that reform was? It was attempt to connect Moscow style of Orthodox religion and Kiev style of Orthodox religion, because after Moscow government began to accept some Ukrainian regions, in general it was around Kharkiv by Ukrainian, and there was quite a good educational system by Kiev Mogilyanskaya Academy, and this system was religious as in 17th century, and it was very different from another in typical Moscow lands in Russia. And here people who was connected with religion, they began to disapprove that reform. They, in their minds, government treat them like ships on the rope. It decided to accept new lands. It see that religion have other traditions, other rituals, and they began to change rituals of the around population to connect this form of religion with new lands, how to say, and here people was very disapproved with it. It was in ideology some kind like Martin Luther in Europe, because he don't like to connect Northern German style of religion and Italian style of Catholic Church. And here the mostly typical thing about rituals and old believers, they put cross on them by 2 fingers, and Kievo-Mogilyanskaya Academy style was 3 fingers putting cross, and it's some formalities, but under that formalities was disagreement to your government treat to you like ships on the rope. If it decided to change condition in relation to some lands, it can change your style of religion, your style of thinking as it think about it. And here people have enough power to influence on it, because here on the biggest river in Europe, before railroad system, we got biggest trade road in Northern Europe. It leads from India through Iran, through Persia to Northern Europe, to Scandinavia, to Holland, Britain, and other Northern European lands. And here in the world we have secret sanctuary, secret temple of old believers. It built in private mansion. So we all our merchants was old believers, and they can build like we own private building, but with temple in it. Tsarist government, it treat old believers like a very dangerous sect, but in reality it was a huge group of sects, more than more than 20 sects in that style of treat with Orthodox tradition, religious tradition. And big trade road give government a lot of money, and it cannot massacre or some kind of punishment, make some kind of punishment to merchant who deal with that road. It's very simple. In our regions, old believers was a difficult situation because there are no regular carriers not connected with state, with kind of Moscow state, but in this region there was a lot of professions on the river, not only disconnected with state, but people who deal with that profession was less great specialists if we was connected with governments. so it was in situation that it can tolerate here that kind of thinking, not because of goodness or good treatment with that lands, but because of money, because they get a lot of money. Our trade organization, Makarevskaya Yarmarka, Makarevskaya Fair, it get the most amount of money from all trade all around state. so such a huge amount of money before railroads. So government can do nothing with it, whether it agree with that or not. It don't like old believers very much, because it look at a typical Russian population like very loyal people, and in old believers they get how to say typical Russian persons too, but with very special kind of thinking. Avakum Petrov, ideological father, how to say, of all believers, and they treat government and official religion like people of Antichrist, like people of Satan. So they was very disappointed of such kind of government, and this treatment is very special thing about old believers, because in our style of thinking, sometimes in political conditions, some men told that, for example, Cromwell in Britain, he was kind of man from Antichrist, but this style of thinking based only on his especially personal kind of government, with a lot of punishments, with a lot of inner country espionage, and from government to people, and with our old believers we have style of thinking which based not on one person of governor. It based on a very special situation that in our society government has no any borders with their power at all. They think that can do anything to people. So style of thinking of all believers is enough. We don't want to get like such treatment, and we don't want to have some compromises. We think that that style of government and that style of looking to religion is exactly Satan thing, exactly hellish thing. That's a very special style of view. Oh, my button on gadget was frozen by weather, so I must get my finger, 2 fingers like an old believers to stop recording.